Hey everybody, back with another review today. Today we're going to be looking over the new album Vertigo by Eden. Eden was born Jonathan Ning, born in Dublin, Ireland. He previously worked under the name Eden Project for a few years, but then eventually switched over to just Eden, just all capitalized. His previous work, especially I Think You Think Too Much of Me, has been absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. I Think You Think Too Much of Me was one of my favorite albums of 2016, and it's actually grown on me since then, and has become an album that I listen to very, very often. And those were actually EPs, and Vertigo, which is the album I'm reviewing today, is his first actually studio album, so I came in with pretty high standards considering what I'd heard from him in the past. 3 singles were released for it, Start to End, or Start//End, but who's gonna say that? So yeah, Start to End, Crash, and Gold. And then Vertigo was, of course, released last Friday. So the album starts off with Eden just taking different vocal takes at the same lyrics, and there's no instrumental or anything, it's just him, some high pitch, some low pitch, some right in the middle, and it's just him singing for about a minute. The song's called Wrong, it's just a quick intro. It's then followed with Take Care and Start to End, which was the lead single. 3 more songs before Crash and Gold at 7 and 8, before finishing the album up through 13. Now, to be honest, I was really hyped for this album. Was really hoping it'd be a lot like his old work, or like Eden Project. He used to be much more EDM oriented. Now he's kind of taken his producing skills and made it more into just like not EDM, but like EDM influenced, but still pop and indie and all this. And well, to be honest, the song, it has some EDM aspects, but isn't entirely EDM. So I was okay coming into that. The singles were a bit odd at first to me, Start to End. I thought it was interesting and original, so I listened to it a lot, and it kind of grew on me after a little while. But it never really got to the point where I thought this is a great Eden song, which I had thought most of with his previous work. I thought they were great songs. But I don't want to bash the album too much. He does have great vocals and great songwriting skills and great production as well. It's just the execution on the studio album isn't exactly up to par with what I expected, and I'm assuming a lot of his fans as well. But as I said earlier, I was pretty excited for the album when I was listening to the singles, and when he was announcing it and all that, I was really hoping for maybe a few EDM songs, but mostly pop influenced stuff. Like, for example, on I Think You Think Too Much of Me, he had Nash on a remix of Fumes, which I thought was pretty great, and that seemed like a pretty pop song to me. But he kind of took a different route here, more time taking an electronic indie route. So yeah, I was really hyped for the singles, as I said. And Gold came out at first. It has grown on me since the album has come out. That is one song that I've definitely appreciated more over time. But Crash is my favorite song as of right now off the album, and I really liked it when it was a single as well. Even though there's no chorus or anything, I just think it's very nice, catchy sounds, very fluid and a lot more connected than the other songs. Me and my friend talked about this a little bit, but one of our biggest problems with the album was there was no wowing moment that made you just kind of sit back and like be stunned, because that's kind of how he is so good at making music. And he done it in the past really well. Every once in a while it'll be kind of a hit or miss. Like, for example, his last Eden Project track, Times Like These, it's kind of just a nice chill track. It's kind of more of the album, kind of more like this album, but it's good, but it's not really, it doesn't make you really feel the emotion and all this that he really put into it, at least in my opinion. But I was expecting something that really hit me hard, and like I said, a lot of the album, the closest I really got to that was the Gold little thing after the chorus. And I mean, it's cool, but it's not really a wowing moment, just something that's kind of catchy. And like I said, his production is great, and I can't exactly put my finger on what, but I believe this kind of refers back to the wowing moment. I believe it's because there's just something missing that I was expecting from the album that didn't have, like his previous work, that just didn't build up and feel right. Like, his production's great and all the sounds he uses and the way he uses them all, is all very unique and amazing and cool. Like, for example, he used at a live show back in 2016, he actually had the crowd yell words, and then he used the clips from the crowd as samples in his album for this, and that's pretty cool, and it sounds very nice, but I just don't see it really sticking with a lot of people, including myself. The highs of the album were the singles, Start to End, pretty good. Gold's definitely growing on me as of right now, and Crash, like I said earlier, is probably my favorite song off the album. Take Care is my favorite song from the actual album. That's actually the only song that really stood out to me from the actual album. And there wasn't really any lows. It was kind of just, all the tracks were just kind of underwhelming. They didn't really have a point where I was like, oh man, why did he make this like this? It was more just, I was disappointed from, he was at this high peak, and I felt in his career, and like he was making good music consistently, and normally it's like it's the sequel album or EP or whatever that normally drags an artist down after their peak. But I feel like he was only going to just keep rising until he had something really popular. And, well, I mean, this album just didn't seem to really strike a chord. And just to be clear, I really don't think the album's bad at all. It just didn't compare to his previous work, like I've said multiple times. I hope that he doesn't stick in this kind of wave like this. Not that it's bad at all, just I'd really miss the old Eden. And so in the end, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It's pretty middle of the road. Nothing great, nothing terrible. Just kind of good sounding album.